Hey, so I got my wine and we gonna talk. Okay? We gonna talk. Yeah, I was buttoned up the other day, looking all suave and debonair or whatnot. Debonair or whatnot. But I work in HR, as you know. My handle is Victoria from HR because I'm literally Victoria from HR. Like, that was my name. So I am Victoria from HR. And I want to let you know that we can be just as toxic too in HR. I mean, the managers you complain about, we don't care. We just trying to protect the company, not you. We don't care how much work you put into it, how much mental gymnastics you went through to do your job great. We don't care. We're protecting the company. Also, we're posting a job. We'll post a job. You have all the experiences and qualifications. You've been there for 12 years. We'll ghost you. We'll ghost you because we have someone internally or a referral that we want for that position. But we have to, by law, I know where I live, to post the job out for the public for 5 days. And we let the candidate know that that's what we're doing, but you're rock solid on getting this job is what we tell the candidate. Emotions, mental health. EAP is available for us. If you want to talk to your manager about some things, that's a setup. EAP is not a setup. EAP is real. But talking to your manager or talking to a mediator, those two mediators that's directly from HR, they're probably talking about you behind your back or whatnot. HR is not a safe space. It's not. They're trained to protect the company at all costs. I now see why I have friends and colleagues who open their own business or become entrepreneurs, because it's best to work for yourself. You're putting in all of this energy into this company. And I can't tell you not to, because that may be your way. That may be the way you work. Like, for example, the way I work, I can't do mediocrity. I can't go in and half-ass anything. I can be the bus driver. Shout out to Ebony K. Williams. I can be the janitor. I can be whoever. I can be the handler. I can be Michelle from Destiny's Child. It doesn't matter. I'm going to go in there and I'm going to do the best that I can to the highest of my ability. And that is what it is. I mean, but my point is, relatives, family members, co-workers, they'll say, girl, stop working so hard. Like, stop giving this company all your time and energy. Well, when you're an overachiever like me, or you're overly anxious, or you're a person that prides themselves on being the best at what they do because it makes their heart happy, then that's not a true statement. I want to talk about a little bit about mental health and to take care of yourself in these times. I didn't. When I worked for a job that was super hyper focused and hyper monitoring on everything that I did, and when they hyper monitor, I'm still having PTSD, y'all. When they hyper monitor you, there's no coming back from that, really, because that means they really don't like you. So they hyper monitoring, and you just, I'm sorry, y'all, I'm drinking. I'll button it up Monday. But when they hyper monitor you, it's hard for you to even do your job. It's like you didn't cross the T. You didn't dot the I. You didn't put the period close enough after the sentence. When you have a boss that's hyper monitoring you, and I know y'all do. I know y'all can think of a boss that y'all have or had who is looking for that one little thing so that you can be on their radar. PTO is another way they can be on your radar. You trying to go out of town and take bereavement, or you trying to go out of town because you got PTO hours that you've earned and you want to take. But they take that absence and they take that time to plot your exit or set unrealistic expectations or try to ask you where you going, when you going. And it's in the form of, are you doing something fun with your PTO this weekend? Are you going to any concerts? No, bitch. I don't want to tell you where I'm going because you're not my real friend. But I need you to approve this PTO, though, that I earned so I can get up out of here and go do what I need to do and get up out of here. Sorry, it is the wine. Anyway, back to my original point. Stop putting so much trust in human resources. We don't care. That's why we ganged up. That's why we gang. That's why you got a director. You got a manager. You got human resources business partners. You got a general counsel. You got an HR director for the HR director for the HR director. You got an HR coordinator. You got an HR analyst. You got maybe 2 managers on a big team that's divided into 2 that's up under a toxic manager. If you're in a toxic workplace, it starts from the top. If the top is bullshit and you know it and you discern it, then everybody that trickles down to that is like that because they're not going to be able to control the top. In the company that I worked for, and I had a high-level job, in my position, human resources. I mean, still, you're supposed to go to human resources when something is wrong. How am I? How can I go? I don't have a safe space. I got EAP, but EAP is to help me kind of talk through what's going on. They don't have any dealings specifically with HR. So I recall going to my boss one time, going to my director and expressing some concerns about my boss. And her words were, don't come to me about that. I like her. Talking about the manager. I like her. She's a good person. And if you get to know her and stop complaining, she'll be a good person to you as well. Y'all, that ain't no safe space for somebody to tell you that. The director and the SRVP, they are supposed to be there for you, to help you. If you're in a job and you're stuck, you don't have a safe space. Those fake-ass work best friends who is not going to call you after you leave that company. Trust me, they're not. That work bestie, that work fake-ass work hubby, or the fake auntie. I mean, I'm not saying that this happens in all cases, so I don't want you to get down there and say, yes, they are. Now I've been friends with them 10 years. This speaks to who it speaks to. So please like, share, subscribe. I want to hear in the comments your stories. I've heard it all, but I bet I can hear some more. You never get too old to learn. So please drop down in the comments. And follow me on TikTok. Follow me for more content. I'm very consistent about it. This is what I've been doing for so long, for double-digit years. Not my forte, but I got into it because of a relative or a loved one. But again, follow, subscribe, share. Please drop down in the comments so we can discuss this bullshit.